A new expansion means new hunter pets to go and tame and collect, and Dragonflight will be no different. There's going to be a bunch of really good hunter pets for you to go and get, and in this video I'll be running through 10 of those hunter pets. So the first hunter pet we're going to talk about is going to be a duck. Now this is going to be under the waterfowl family, which means it's a tenacity pet, and it doesn't have any unique special abilities with it. Now this duck in particular you'll find honestly everywhere. You'll find them in Ohuna Plains, and there'll be an area in particular where I got mine, which is Cloverwood Hollow. There'll be a bunch of them here, but honestly you'll find ducks everywhere. This is more of the kind of traditional kind of duck looking colours, so I went with this one. And one unique perk about these ducks though, when you click them, they'll do a little quack noise. So for that reason, we had to put ducks on the list. I was struggling to decide between the duck and another pet for this first pet we talk about, so you know what, I'm just going to include both of them. So the next pet I want to talk about will be the blue Icy Bear. There's going to be a few different colour variants of this, but this one in particular is going to be found in the northeast of Slyvern, and this is the only one you can find with this particular colour in. You'll go out there, it is a quest mob, so it's going to have a fairly short respawn timer, and you can get your hands on that pet. I think these look really good, and if you have the mount as well, you can have kind of like a matching mount pet combo. The next pet for us to talk about will be the Magmammoths, and in particular we're going to go for the orange Magmammoth. Now there are a few different variations to these as well, like their horn sizes and if they have spikes on their head, etc. But this is the one I like in particular, and you'll find this over in the northern end of Waking Shores. There'll be a bunch of kind of like mobs channeling beams into it, but all you need to do is tame it. You don't have to get rid of the shield or anything along those lines. You can just pick this up. Now this is a mammoth pet, which means it's a tenacity pet, and its special skill will be 50% movement speed slow. Next up will be the black Hornstrider. Now these are going to come in a few variations as well, with like spiky horns, but I like the kind of like curved horn. It just looks, I don't know, it looks nice, it looks different. And this is going to be a tall strider pet, which means it's ferocity, and it's going to have a 50% movement speed slow as its special skill. Now you'll find these just kind of like northish of Valdrakken within Valdrassus. There's a bunch of them around. You can pick up different colour variations and horn styles, but this one in particular is the one that I went for. The next pet up is going to be the Slyvern, and in particular the black Slyvern, although all the colour variations of these are very good. I really do like these Slyvern models. And this is going to be a feathermane pet, which does mean you will need the Tome of Hybrid Beast Taming to be able to tame these. And if you don't know how to get that, then you're going to have to go back and do Legion content. You're going to have to go through your class order hall. You'll also have to do Breach in the Tomb. And then eventually you'll unlock the quest called Night of the Wilds, which once you go through it, it'll give you your class order hall mount, and you'll also unlock the ability to purchase the Tome of Hybrid Beast Taming. And because it is a feathermane, it will have the two special skills of distraction, and also a slow fall for you and the pet as well. If you do want to pick this up, there will be a few different locations to get it. One of those will be over in the Ohuna Plains over on the west side near the Storm Scar and the Emerald Dream area, and there'll be kind of packs of these running around. You may get unlucky with the colour variations that are spawned, but if that's the case, just kind of cull out the ones that are currently there, wait for them to respawn, and you should get the colour variation that you're after. The next pet up is going to be the blue Magmasnail. Now there is 3 different colour variations of these, and the other 2 are more generic kind of magma looking colours, but this blue one really stood out to me. I do like it quite a lot. Now this is a Carapid, which means it is an exotic pet, so you're only going to be able to tame this as a Beast Mastery Hunter, and its special skill will be damage reduction. Now if you do want this, you'll have to head over to the Waking Shores, and over on the kind of southwest-ish side of the Waking Shores, where the dried up lava meets the water, there'll be these 2 snails having an epic showdown. I'm not too sure what this is meant to be a reference to, if anything, not too sure, but you'll be able to find your blue Magmasnail there and pick that up if you do want that pet. The next pet up will be the Icy Armoredon. Now once again there will be a few different colour variations of this, but this is the only one that's going to have kind of like the ice on the top of it, on the tip of its horns and stuff, which I thought just really looked good, but overall this model looks great in general. This is going to be a scale hide, which means it's a ferocity pet, and its special skill will be 50% damage reduction for the pet. If you want to pick up this particular one, there is a few different versions and locations for it, but the one that I went after was in the center of Slyvern, the named one, and it doesn't get to keep its name or anything along those lines, and it is a quest mob, so early on you might have people kind of killing it on you, but it does respawn very quickly, so it's not really that big of an issue. The next pets are great. I absolutely love the Ottuks models that are coming, and these are going to be mounts and also pets and stuff like that as well. In particular, the one that we went after here was the blue Ottuk, and this is going to be a rodent, which means it's cunning, and it will have the mortal wounds as its special skill. Now, the downside here is we don't know how to tame Ottuks currently. It does show they are going to be tameable, but when you try to, it says you don't know how to tame Ottuks, and I've not been able to find a way of doing that. Now, I did think it might be related to the Tuskar tackle boxes, which you unlock at 27 renown, but I have been looting some of those on my hunter, and I've not found any kind of source for this currently, so unfortunately, right now, the source to tame these is unknown, but once the expansion launches, I'm pretty sure people will figure it out fairly quickly. Now, if you want the blue one in particular, there will be a bunch just east of Iskara, literally just outside the village, but there's a bunch of different colour variations for the Ottuks as well if you're interested in grabbing this pet. Another really good pet on the list next, and that is going to be the Bakars. These are big old fluffy dog hound things. They are classed as hounds, and these are going to be cunning pets with a 50% movement speed slow as its special skill. And I couldn't really pick a particular one that I liked the most, so we're going to go for two of them. We're going to go for the white one first of all, which you'll find just below Ronin's shield in Azure Span. That's going to be the white big fluffy boy. And then there's also a red one, which is a rare spawn, so if you do like going after more unique pets, the red one can only be gotten from this particular rare spawn. And this is going to be found kind of like center east-ish of Onaran Plains in Toghusuk village. I believe that might be even close to how that's pronounced. Either way, you'll find it here. Now, it is one of the longer respawn rares, so you're going to be waiting 2 hours plus-ish to find this currently. But once again, if you are after those more unique pets and want to be the only person with this or one of few, then that's the one you're going to want to go after. The next pet will be the horned black and white Ohuna, and this is going to be a bird of prey, which means it's cunning, and its special skill will be movement speed reduction. Now, I really do like these horned birds. They have this kind of like wind trail thing coming off them. They look really, really good, and there's a few different colour variations of this as well, but I went after this one in particular because it is attached to a rare spawn as well, and I am more kind of favourable towards the ones that are going to be a little bit more unique. And if you want this one, you'll find it kind of east of Onaran Plains in Sagecrest Pines. It is going to be a rare spawn, so once again, you are going to have to be waiting a few hours for it to spawn. This might even be one that's kind of like not always up, because when I was trying to go after this, I was waiting for quite a while and didn't actually see it. And then all of a sudden, I was seeing it every kind of like 2 to 3 hours. So maybe it spawns on set days or certain days. Maybe it's not always up, or maybe I just got unlucky and the spawn time can be quite long. I'm not too sure on that one. Either way though, if you want this one, you are going to have to camp for it. The final pet on our list is going to be of a new family of pets, which will be the Lesser Dragonkin, and that is going to be the Spectral Faedarters. I've always kind of liked the Faedarter model for some reason. This new family will be Ferocity, and its special skill will be reduced magic damage taken for the pet. If you want this one in particular, you'll find it west of Syiler village in Jade Forest, and there's a bunch of them around. It won't take you very long to get them. However, being able to tame Lesser Dragonkins is where things are a little bit more tricky. To tame them, you will need renown 23 with the Valdrakken Accord, which is one of the longer reps to kind of get done because it's not as grindable as the other ones. So it will take you a while to get renown 23, and the item is meant to be account bound, but my main character on the beta has renown 30, and unfortunately my hunter can currently not see the book on the vendor. So that probably means that, there's some kind of bug or issue. I don't think that's intended, but do keep that in mind because that might be how things go live, because it's still like that a week before launch. But either way, it should be account bound, although if you are looking to get this book, then you might want to grind your renown on your hunter because you don't want to be disappointed. Now, once you do get that book though, it is, as I said, going to allow you to tame this new family of pets, which will be the Lesser Dragonkin. One of those will be the Spirit Darters, another will be the Veil Wings, which you should remember from Ardenweald in the Shadowlands. Really cool looking kind of like feather mane dragons. There'll also be the Hornswogs, which will be these new kind of dragon frogs that you'll find across the Dragon Isles. And then finally you'll find the Vorquins, which you'll see as the Drakthir mount. You'll see a bunch of those across the Dragon Isles as well. They're kind of like dragon stag things. So those will be the new things that you're going to be able to tame, and I'd imagine they'll add some new stuff for us to get later down the line, maybe like the stone dragons or the wind dragons, or the drakes I should say. Maybe they'll add stuff like that, because I'd say they're in the similar pot to the Veil Wings. Either way though, that is going to be our list of the 10 mounts coming in Dragonflight. Hopefully you're excited. Which pet is it you're going to be going after? Is it one on the list? Is it one not on the list? Let me know. Also, big thanks to Petopia for always kind of being on top of finding all the hunter pet stuff and the people who contribute to that. because making videos like this would be definitely a lot more difficult if it wasn't for people helping and contributing. So outside of that, look out for more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.